There is a kind of tired that no planner can fix. You wake up each morning with a long list of things to do, and by the time your head hits the pillow, half of that list is still sitting there waiting for you. You rush from one task to the next, answering messages, putting out fires, trying to keep pace with a world that never slows down. And when the day is finally over, you look back and wonder where all those hours actually went. You know this feeling. You set goals on Monday, and by Wednesday, they've disappeared under urgent emails and demands you never saw coming. Your time seems to belong to everyone but you, and no matter how many calendars, planners, or apps you try, that quiet feeling of being behind never really goes away. You've probably tried waking up earlier. Maybe you've scheduled every minute of your day. Maybe you pushed through exhaustion, telling yourself that if you just tried a little harder, you could finally catch up. But the harder you pushed, the more drained you felt, and the cycle only got worse. The problem isn't that you're lazy or disorganized. The problem is that modern life was built to steal your attention. Every app, every notification, every piece of content was designed to take a little piece of your time and never give it back. You're not failing at time management. You're fighting a battle that willpower alone was never meant to win. In Japan, people have understood something about time for a very long time. They don't try to manage every minute or fill every hour. Instead, they focus on what truly matters and let the rest fall away. They protect their energy, they guard their attention, and they treat each day as something worth living with care, not just something to survive. There's a book called Make Time by Jake Knapp and John Zeratsky that turns this thinking into a simple daily practice. It offers 4 steps that feel remarkably close to what Japanese wisdom has taught for generations. Today, I want to share these ideas with you, woven together with practices from my own culture, so you can stop chasing time and start choosing how you spend it. Number 1. Why willpower was never meant to carry you. In Japanese, there's a word gaman, which means to endure with patience and dignity, even when things are hard. We're taught that success comes from pushing harder. If you're not productive enough, try harder. If you can't focus, force yourself. If you're tired, drink more coffee and keep going. But gaman doesn't mean pushing yourself until you break. It means enduring wisely, knowing that some struggles need patience rather than force. The truth is that willpower is a limited resource. Every decision you make, from what to eat for breakfast to how to answer a hard email, uses up a small piece of your mental energy. By the afternoon, most people have already spent the best of what they had. That's why you can resist distractions in the morning, but find yourself scrolling for an hour after dinner. You don't need more willpower. You need a better way of using the little you have. Number 2. Choosing the one thing that matters most. In Japanese, there's a practice called chore, the morning gathering, that sets the tone for the day. It's a moment to pause, gather your thoughts, and decide what this day will be about. Sometimes it takes less than a minute, but it gives the day a center, a point of gravity that everything else can orbit around. This is close to what Make Time calls the highlight. Before the emails and the demands start pulling you in every direction, you choose one single thing that matters most today. It might be finishing a project you've been avoiding. It might be a full hour with your children without your phone. The important thing is that you choose it before the world chooses for you. So, tomorrow morning, before you reach for your phone, sit for one moment and ask yourself, what one thing would make today feel worthwhile? Write it down or simply hold it in your mind. That single decision, which takes less than a minute, can change the entire shape of your day. Number 3. Guarding your attention like something precious. In Japanese, there's a concept called mushin, the state of no mind, where distractions fall away and only the task in front of you remains. Samurai trained for years to reach it. They didn't get there through force. They got there by removing everything that didn't belong. This is what Make Time calls laser mode. Once you've chosen your highlight, you have to protect the time you spend on it. And the biggest threat isn't other people. It's the small, quiet distractions that steal your attention 1 minute at a time. Think about how often you open an app to check something quickly and then realize 20 minutes have disappeared. You can create your own version of Mushin by making distractions harder to reach. During the hours you spend on your highlight, put your phone in another room. Delete the apps that pull you away the most. Close the tabs that have nothing to do with your task. When you clear them away before you start, you don't need willpower to resist them. They're simply not there. Number 4. Feeding your body so your mind can work. In Japanese, there's a word, genki, which means your natural health and energy. It isn't something you create through caffeine, it's something that already lives inside you and needs to be protected and fed. This is what Make Time calls energy, and it's the step most people ignore. Your brain is part of your body. If your body is exhausted, your mind can't think clearly. No system will save you if you're running on 4 hours of sleep and processed food. My grandmother never spoke about productivity, but she slept 8 hours, walked every morning, and cooked simple meals from fresh ingredients. She had more calm energy at 70 than most people have at 30. Caring for your energy comes down to 3 simple things. Sleep enough, even when the world tells you that rest is laziness. Move your body each day, even if it's just a walk. And eat real food that gives you strength instead of quick comfort that leaves you crashing an hour later. Number 5. Looking back so you can move forward. In Japanese, there's a practice called mokuso, silent reflection. In many martial arts, every session ends with it. The students sit in silence and review. What happened? What went well? What could be better? It isn't self-criticism, it's a gentle practice of honest looking. This matches the final Make Time step, reflect. At the end of each day, take a few minutes to look back. Did you finish your highlight? How was your focus? How was your energy? You don't need long journal entries, just notice. Over time, this small habit reveals patterns. You learn which hours you focus best in, which environments help you, and which habits drain you. You become a student of your own life. Number 6. Living on purpose instead of reacting to everything. In Japanese, there's a concept called jiko kanri, self-management. Most people spend their days reacting. An email comes in and they respond at once. A notification appears and they check it without thinking. By the end of the day, they've been very busy, but almost none of that busyness was chosen by them. Jiko kanri is about shifting from reacting to choosing. When you choose a highlight, protect your focus, care for your energy, and reflect, you're no longer at the mercy of whatever the world throws at you. You can't control everything that happens, but you can always control where you place your attention. Each day that you choose your own highlight, you take back a small piece of your life, and those pieces add up. Number 7. 1 minute that can change your whole day. In Japanese, there's a word teine, which means doing things with care and attention, even the smallest things. Choosing your one priority takes less than a minute. You could do it while your tea is brewing, or in the quiet before your family wakes. But that 1 minute changes everything. On a chaotic day when nothing goes to plan, you still have your highlight. Even if meetings run long, even if the day feels out of control, you have one thing you chose for yourself. And if you give even 30 minutes to it, the day wasn't wasted. Small things done with care matter more than big things done carelessly. Number 8. Building change that lasts without force. In Japanese, there's a concept called ki no nagare, the natural flow of life energy. A master doesn't fight against an opponent's energy. They move with it, redirect it, use its own momentum. The result looks effortless, but it took years of patient practice. This is what lasting change really looks like. You don't need superhuman discipline. You don't need to wake at 4 in the morning or follow a rigid schedule that leaves no room for life. You simply repeat a gentle cycle each day. Choose one thing. Protect your focus. Care for your body. Look back and learn. If you miss a day, you start again the next morning. There's no failure here, only feedback. When I look at all these ideas together, I notice they share one thing. They're about doing less, not more. The exhaustion you feel isn't because you're doing too little, it's because you're doing too many things you were never truly asked to do. The Japanese have always understood that time isn't something to be managed, it's something to be respected. So don't try to change everything at once. Instead, try just one thing tomorrow. When you wake up, before the world starts asking things of you, choose your one highlight. Protect it as best you can. Take care of your body. And at the end of the day, sit quietly and notice what happened. One small cycle, repeated with patience, can change the way you experience every single day. Thank you for spending this time with me today. I wish you days that feel less like a race and more like a life you actually chose. Take good care of yourself.